faith that causes giants to fall. Faith that causes giants to fall. You may F God.
I
we're here, while we're here, there's some things that we must do in order to walk around laughing all day. When we study this book of 1 Samuel, in the 17th chapter, I'm just going to teach a little bit about the way. We find here in these particular scriptures one of the most known stories that is found in the Bible, to the saved and to the unsaved alike. Everybody somewhere has heard about the story of David and Goliath. To the believers, it gives encouragement. To the non-believers, it should be one of inspiration. I want to inform each of us, be it saved or unsaved, that if you live long enough, at some point in our lives, we all will be faced with some giants in our lives. But we can find consolation because of faith in the fact of knowing that giants do fall, no matter how big they seem to be. Come on. Just let me say that giants can sometimes be like trouble. As a matter of fact, they can be two of the same. They can come in many different forms. And they too, like trouble, has no respect of person. We're living in a society now where it seems as if we're facing a giant in our political set. We're facing giants in our workplaces, in our homes, and even in the house of God sometimes. And I thank God that we can find hope in the Word of God that He has left on record. Though through the chosen men and women of God. And even though we are made to have to face giants of trials and tribulations, God has already given us what we need to be able to withstand whatever it is that the giants put into our lives. For to the believer, defeat is not a viable option for the battles that comes to us because of the giants that we face. The reason is that when we face giants in the past, and God has showed us His faithfulness to His promises, it is then when we can find courage through the Word of God that gives us faith. And we can tell the giants that we're facing, God didn't bring me all through that He's brought me through. Not to bring me through what I'm going through. And those of us who has faith can be a witness that you never go into a battle facing a giant believing that God can't win. For in spite of how many giants that we face, the battle is not ours. The battle is the Lord's. And David knew that the battles and the giants that he would face was not his, but it was the Lord's. And if you study the life of David, you'll find before the battles that he faced, David would recall how good God had been to him and how the strength He gave him to get past the giants that he faced. It was because of David's faith that he was willing to meet this giant of the Philistines head on. Now, I don't know who this message is for today besides me. But God wants me to tell you that every giant that you're facing right now, if you stop looking at the physical presence of your situation, and by faith, trust in the Lord, the giant that you're facing will too be made to fall. God told me to tell you, don't be afraid of their appearance. Don't be afraid of how big and bad things might look right now. If you trust in God, He'll give you faith. A faith that is bigger than the fear that you're facing. Whether you believe it or not, our giants comes for a reason. God has a purpose for each of our lives. And sometimes he uses giants in our lives to allow us to find our purpose in life. And just let me help someone who might feel as if you know your purpose, but it hasn't been manifested to you yet. I want you to know that the purpose sometimes requires patience. Patience. Sometimes we have to be tested to see if we're ready for our purpose. But if you keep the faith and trust in God, Mama used to say, it may not come when you want it, but I guarantee you, he'll be right on time. And just let me say that when your purpose is manifested, it might not be in the form that you thought it would come in. It might not be look like what you want it to be. But just remember that God knows what's best for us and we know of ourselves. Let us look for a moment at the word giant and the definitions that are given for the word. One definition states a being with human form but superhuman size and strength. A person or thing usually of great size and power, of importance, etc. Then another one states an imaginary or mythical being of human form, but superhuman size. He's talking about the physical giant. And this leads me to believe that sometimes, because of the size of our giants that we're faced with, we can imagine in our minds that they're too big to follow. But I believe that there might be some witnesses here besides me that have faced some giants that nobody but the Lord could have made them fall for. He made a way when we couldn't see how we could come out. He made a way out of no way. And although David had to face a physical giant, he was a champion of the Philistines, he was also made to face other giants as well. Even though he was chosen of God to become king of Israel, there were other giants that he would have to contend with on his journey. So it is now, as it was in the life of David, we find that giants still does exist in this day and time. When we find that in life sometimes seemingly life has a way of putting giants in our lives. There are a few things that we can learn from King David that if we apply them to our lives, when we're facing the giants in our lives, we can be assured through the word of God by faith that no matter how big our giants seem, God is able to bring them down. Not only will he allow them to fall, but he will be able to kill them. And he will cut off their heads like David did the giant. And he'll destroy them for our sake. When you read the book of David, the book of First Kings, in First Samuel, you'll find that David had to face a lot of stuff. And when we look at our society today, all of the opposition that so many people are facing, it is prevalent that they're still facing giants in their lives today. And they're presenting themselves in many different forms, as I forestated. Now, giants comes not only in the form of a physical human being. Let's just get that straight. And the devil, he uses situations that present themselves as giants in our lives. Just to name a few, there are some who are facing the giants of addiction. Methamphetamines, crack cocaine, heroin. These giants have destroyed and are still destroying so many folk every day. Some have been driven to the point of stealing from their own families and everyone else they can just to support their addiction. A giant. People have gone to the point of taking the lives of other folk just for the giant or the habit in their lives. There are those who have sought help from rehabilitation facilities to help conquer the giant of addiction, but to no avail. It seems as if no matter how many times they go to get help from man, some of them find themselves right back in the battle fighting against this giant of addiction. I want you to know that the only way that they can get their giants to fall is to put their trust in one who's able to destroy the giant. And if you stop seeking man for help and begin to seek God for deliverance through faith, it is then the Lord will cause your giants to fall. And there's another giant that is called the giant of insecurity. This is a giant that opens doors for so many other giants to come into our lives. This giant called insecurity has shown up in our failing political system. It is because of these politicians putting their faith in a man who have no godly faith, not being judgmental. They are afraid that our president will fire them if they don't go along with them. And they're facing a giant of insecurities all because they don't have enough faith to trust in God. For if they trusted in God, they would not be so insecure. For my Bible says in Philippians 4:13 that my God shall supply all of our needs according to his riches in glory through Christ Jesus, not a man. And there are those who have experienced bad marriages and relationships because it didn't work out like they intended. Some find themselves in the state of being feeling insecure. The person in whom they trusted the most has turned and walked out on them. And because of the outcome of their situation, the giant of insecurity has stepped in. Now they're afraid to trust anyone anymore. They've fortified themselves by building walls around themselves. But they won't allow anyone to come in, not realizing that nothing can also come out. When God is trying to bless them, they miss out on the blessing because of the walls of insecurity that they have built around them. And the devil has to see them to the point of being so insecure until they won't even have enough faith to trust in God. There's another giant, this I hope you too long. There's another giant that has many afraid. This giant is called failure. Failure. There are those who have set goals for themselves in their lives, who started out excited and enthused in the quest for their goals. But because they have witnessed a few bumps in the road and for whatever the reason was, they have not been successful yet. They've grown weary because of the oppositions, thinking the giants that they're facing seems to be too large to overcome in their lives. Now they become stressed and depressed, and now they have threw in the towel and thrown up both hands to the point of giving up. If there be anyone here today who's facing those kind of giants, I'm glad you're here. If there be anybody who's on the verge of giving up, I'm glad you're here. God told me to tell you, take your eyes off the giant that you're facing. And if you can take your eyes off your situation, put your trust in him through faith, the giants will fall. In spite of what the giant may be. Sickness is a giant. Somebody's been dealing with some type of sickness or another for a while now. And you've witnessed some trying times because of the sickness of your giant. And some of our days has been dark and dreary. And our bodies sometimes have been made to bear pain. And I've been suffering with high blood pressure for about 40 years now. Even though that giant has claimed many of my family members. I'm still trusting in God for my healing. I don't know about anybody else who is suffering with that type of sickness. But as far as me, I don't believe that God has brought me this far to turn around and leave me back. I don't believe He brought me through all He brought me through this long. Not to be able to bring me through what I'm going through now. But if I don't wake up in the morning, I'll still be healed. For I feel just like Paul when he said, for me to live is Christ, but to die is gain. And since I met Jesus, I'm not living to die. witnesses in here beside me. They can be a witness and say, the Lord doesn't do anything else for me. He's already done enough. Just look for a moment with me at some of the giants that David had to face in his life, beside that physical giant called Goliath. When you study the history of David, in like about 5 minutes, when we study the history of David, you'll discover that he was made to face a few other giants in his life. But all God was doing was preparing him for the life he would come to know as being the appointed king of the people of Israel. Even as a young lad, David had to face a giant of fear. When he was out keeping his father's sheep. The Bible informs us that on a couple of occasions that a bear and a lion came out to take his father's sheep. And it tells us how that David trusted in the Lord and overcame the giant of fear. For through faith, he believed that he would deliver them out of the lion's mouth. And he prevailed over the lion and the bear. And he saved his father's sheep. The next thing I want to point out that David had to face is called the giant of jealousy. Yeah, you Bible readers, y'all remember that when the Spirit of God had left King Saul as being king of Israel, the Spirit of the anointing of God fell upon David. And when David went into battle with the Philistines, he killed 10,000 men. And the people began to sing a song. Saul have killed his thousands, but David has killed 10,000. And the people began to sing that song, and Saul got jealous and is tried to kill David on a couple of occasions. But David trusted in God, and the Lord wouldn't let it be. David overcame that giant of jealousy because he trusted in the Almighty God. He also faced the giant of having a disarrayed family. He was married to the daughter of Saul by the name of Michal. She couldn't stand it. And how many know that a husband and a wife that can't get along in the house would never have a home? He had a son by the name of Aaron, who raped his half-sister Tamar. David's other son by the name of Absalom turned around and killed his brother Ammon for raping his sister. Then Absalom turned around on his father David, tried to take away the throne from David, slept with the wives of David, and then Absalom turned around, got killed by the captain of the host of David by the name of Joab. Then David faced another giant called captivity in the presence of his enemies. When he went down to Gath, the servant of the king Achish, whose name was Abimelech, they discovered that David was among them. They took him before the king. But David, when he got before the king, played like he was crazy. The Bible said he stretched upon the gates of the walls. He began to spit, foamed the mouth, and spittle ran down his beard. The king said unto them, why do you bring this crazy man to me? I don't need another crazy man in my house. So David escaped that giant and went down to a cave called Adullam. And in that cave, he was sitting there. If you don't mind, let me use my spiritual imagination for a little while. I can see David as he sat down in this cave and he began to take inventory of all the things that he'd been through in his life. He began to recount all the giants that God had already brought down in his life. He picked up his pen and he began to write the 34th Psalm. He said, I will bless the Lord slay the giant. Not by power of you, not by might of you, but through the word of God, he'll slay your giant if you just trust him. Those are the churches open.